Hey there, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through step-by-step how to find remote jobs online in 2023. So I've already got an article pulled up here on Skillshare that is just listing off the top 25 plus best remote job boards. So we could just scroll through this article. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can take a look at it yourself. But essentially, it starts out, we've got Flex Jobs, which is a paid platform, so you have to pay to play on this one. But there's also remote.co, which is totally free. Just Remote, which is also free, I believe. Pangeon, We Work Remotely, Remotive, Skip the Drive, Remote OK, Working Nomads. The list goes on and on, right? So I get a lot of people asking me, like, how to find remote jobs online. So I want to make a video about it. And that's what you're watching right now. So let's just come over to remote.co. This is one of many remote job boards. And I've already selected marketing here. So I want to find searching specifically for remote marketing jobs, right? So I could just start scrolling through this list. As you can see, there's lots of remote jobs here. But we want to figure out whether they're fully remote or we have to stay in a specific location, like let's say the US or Europe, right? In order to get that information, we can simply, click on one of the remote jobs and it will open up the full job listing. So here we are, social media strategist at this company called Static Media. Never heard of them before, but that's not really surprising. The location is remote, but as you can see, you have to be in the United States. So for me, I'm in Thailand. I don't really want to work from the US, and the time zone difference is going to be too difficult, right? But if I did want to apply for this job, I can simply scroll down and apply for the job directly from remote.co. Another nice thing about this is that it shows the salary. So you can see you're going to be making $35,000 a year, which probably isn't going to be enough to survive in the US on that yearly salary. But if you do, if you do want to apply for this, you can apply easily right here. So if you click on that button, it'll take you over to their website where you can apply for the job. And you just have to understand what you're actually applying for, right? If you're not qualified for the job or you don't have the experience, then you're most likely never going to hear back from the company because they're going to read through your resume, spend about 5 seconds looking at it. If it actually gets through this ATS, applicant tracking system, that a lot of companies use, then the chances that you actually hear back from the company is very low if you're not qualified or if your resume is not well optimized. So I've already made videos about this previously on my channel, which you can check out. I'll leave a link in the description below to a few of them, so you can watch those. So that's just one remote job board. Obviously, there's dozens and dozens more. So let's come over to another one called Just Remote. And we can see here, remote jobs that fit your life. So if we want to start browsing remote jobs, all we have to do is take a look at the latest job listings here, and we can click on View All Jobs to open it up to every job posting. And let's say, again, we're just looking for marketing jobs, right? So we can filter by marketing, and then here's all the remote jobs, right? So here's Static Media, again, which is what we were looking at on the other website. Here's a company called Rarible, which I believe is like an NFT site, Rarible. So if we want to apply for this job, we can use the quick apply button right here. And then it's going to take us over to the job listing where you can actually apply for the job. And you can just click the button to easily apply. Now, all you have to do is upload your resume, input this information, and then submit the application. But keep in mind that the remote job market is very competitive. So who knows how many thousands of people are applying for this job. It goes back into what I was saying earlier about optimizing your resume, right? Or making sure that you're qualified for the job first. Otherwise, you're never going to hear anything back from this company, or otherwise, they're going to send you an email, basically an automated email that says, we're sorry, you're not qualified for this job. It's happened to me dozens and dozens of times, right? So that's the first step, making sure that your resume is optimized and all that stuff is taken care of for each specific job that you're applying for, right? You can't just use the same resume for every one of these jobs because it has to be optimized for the keywords that they're looking for. That's what a lot of people don't understand, and that's why they're not getting any traction in terms of finding a remote job, right? So really important to point that out. And next, we're going to come over to another remote job board. This one's called Pangion. It's one of the fastest growing remote communities worldwide. It allows you to find the best remote jobs at reputable companies, right? So yet another remote job board. We can start scrolling through here. I believe this one is actually paid. So you actually have to pay to join, but I could be wrong. So let's click on remote companies at the top. And we can just start scrolling through the various remote companies that are hiring. This website actually allows you, if you're a company, you can post your jobs here. Or if you're an employee, you can find remote jobs. So I'm going to click on find a remote job. And it opens up another site where I have to create an account first, it looks like. So it's a free candidate account, and then you can start browsing the remote jobs. So I could actually do that now, right? Just sign up for our account. Looks like I already have an account on Pangion, but it's not working right now. So let's skip that one for now and move on to the next one. So here's another remote job board. It's called We Work Remotely. It's the largest remote work community in the world with over 4.5 million visitors. It's the number one destination to find and list incredible remote jobs, right? So this one's also very good. And again, we can filter based on industry, right? So let's select sales and marketing. And we can also get emails as well if we create our account. So let's just search for sales and marketing. And the nice thing about this site is that it actually shows specifically, where the remote job is based. So this one's, the headquarters is in the US, but they're looking for Asia only. So that would work for me because I'm based in Thailand. I live in Asia. So if I want to, just look for jobs that are in Asia, then I can click on this and it will show me just the remote jobs in Asia, right? Which is pretty neat. And it looks like there's only 3 here, which is kind of surprising. But if we want to learn more about this specific company and see if we're qualified, we can read through the job listing. In this case, they're looking for a Node.js developer to build out web applications. So that's actually full stack programming. It's something that I'm not qualified for, so there's no point in applying for this job, right? So let's go back to all jobs. And you can also post a job here for $299. But for the purposes of this video, that's not what we're talking about, right? We actually want to find remote jobs. So again, I don't know why it's not allowing me to filter by category. I want to just look for marketing jobs. But in any case, here's another remote job that says you can work from anywhere in the world, right? Which is ultimately what we want. We want the freedom and flexibility to travel and work from anywhere in the world. At least I do. This job is based in Berlin, Germany, but you can read more about their remote work policy. Again, they're looking for a developer at this company, so I would actually not really apply. I would not qualify for this job, but if I wanted to apply for the position, I can click here and it will open up their official website where you can apply for the job. Now, one of the really nice things about LinkedIn is that they allow you to just easily apply for remote jobs just with a click of a button. And doing it this way, you actually have to fill out more information. But if you've got the time to do this, then obviously you can apply for these jobs. So that's basically we work remotely. That's the now fourth job board we've looked at. Next, we're going to go over to another one called Remotive. And I would say this is probably one of my favorite remote job boards because it's very easy to use. They're all pretty easy to use, but this one has some nice features. So over here, we can see you can show only jobs available in specific locations. So you can search by that, and then you can also search by industry as well. So let's say I'm looking for a job type in marketing. Again, then I can just click on marketing, and it will show me all the marketing jobs quickly and easily. And you can also see here, this one says worldwide, right? So if I want to learn more about this specific company, I can click here. Again, very similar to what it looks like on all the other remote job boards. It just pulls up the job description, and we can see that the remote location is worldwide, which means we can work from anywhere in the world, right? So if I want to read more about this, see if I'm qualified, then I can read a little bit more about the company. They're hiring a digital marketing manager. It's a women's health company making continuous hormone monitoring possible. That's something that right away I can tell that I'm probably not going to be interested in, right? So let's move on to the next remote job. Here we've got a social media manager for a podcast. Now that sounds interesting. So let's click on this, and we can also see the salary, $25 to $50 an hour. It's remote from anywhere in the world, and it looks like they have a pretty short job description. They have their Instagram here if you want to check it out. And I can simply apply for this position by clicking on the button. And then it will take me over to their website, again, just like all the other remote job boards, mostly, where I can actually apply for this job, right? Now, again, I don't really think this would be a good fit for me. Says it's 1 to 3 months, you work 10 hours a week, which is pretty good. But I don't know, it's not something that I'm particularly interested in. So we're going to come back and start scrolling through the list. A lot of these are USA only, so that would not work for me. This one's in Europe. This one's in Belgium. We've got another one here for VP of Marketing worldwide. Here's a Web3 PR associate. And, immediately I can tell that I'm probably not qualified for a lot of these jobs, or at least it's going to be difficult to prove that I know how to do the things that they want, right? So that's the tricky part, because if you don't have the experience, then again, you're probably never going to hear back from any of these companies. But if I did want to apply for this, again, I can just click here, and it will take me over to the job listing where I can apply. So that's Remotive. I definitely recommend Remotive for finding remote jobs, and it's very easy to use. And next, I want to show you another one called Dynamite Jobs. So this one I like a lot. I sometimes scroll through this list just to see what's available. And they usually have a pretty good selection here. And so let's say, again, I'm looking for marketing jobs because that's what I'm really good at. And now it's a matter of actually proving that to one of these companies. So most important step is actually getting the interview, but that can be quite challenging sometimes, right? So let's say, again, I want to find a worldwide, it should be, this just looks in Southern Asia, right? Because that's where I live. That's where I'm based. So let's look for jobs that are fully remote in Asia. So right away, we've already got quite a few different options, and you can also subscribe to job alerts. So I already have an account, so I could actually log into my account and then subscribe to get notifications about these jobs, which is probably a good idea. So I'm going to log in, assuming I remember my login details. Next. Okay, that should be good. And one of the nice things about Dynamite Jobs is it allows you to create your own profile. So you can create your own profile here, and you can basically fill out all the information and show different companies you work for, your experience, your degree, all of your websites, social media, all that stuff. And then you can also upload your resume as well. So if somebody's looking for a qualified candidate, you're probably going to pop up in the list, right? So that's really nice. And again, I'm going to set the location to Asia because there doesn't seem to be a way to say, I'm looking for remote jobs that allow me to work from anywhere. So here we've got an email marketing specialist, $25 an hour, and it allows you to work in all of these different locations, right? So if I want to read more about it, I can scroll through the job description. It looks like it's kind of an entry-level position. Obviously, you're getting paid a very small amount. $25 an hour is not very much. But this one is part-time, 20 hours a week, email marketing specialist. So I would think that I would actually qualify for this job. So we can just click on apply now. And it will take us over to, again, we're still on Dynamite Jobs. And here's where we can fill out the application, right? So I can enter my LinkedIn, which unfortunately I don't have anymore at the moment. And then I got to fill out all of this information. This is one of the reasons that I don't really like applying for remote jobs this way, is because you have to fill all this information out, which is a little bit tedious. So I'm going to skip that one and come over to this one here. So now we've got a digital marketing manager at this company called Double Dot Media, which allows you to work in all these different locations. And if I want to apply for this, I can click on apply now, and it's going to take me over to their official website, right, for Double Dot Media. So here we are. This is the digital marketing manager position. You can read more about it. You can learn more about their team. Not exactly sure where they're based, but if I want to apply, I can click the apply button. And yeah, so this one seems a lot easier to apply for. So let's say I want to upload my resume. I'm going to come over here and make sure to use the right resume. So let's upload that, enter in my contact information. And I guess that you actually need an introductory video for this one. So in that case, I think I'm just going to come over to YouTube, right? Because I already have a lot of videos on YouTube. And I can simply grab one of those videos, video links, and put it into the introduction. Let's just use my channel URL. That should work. Excited to hear back from you. I don't know. Okay. And then we can just apply. Look forward to, working together. I'm not good at thinking up things on the fly here, so oops, what happened? There we go. So now I just applied for that job. It says they'll be in touch within 1 to 3 days. Let's see if we actually hear anything back from them. I'm not exactly getting my hopes up, but that's the thing. You just have to apply for jobs and see what happens, right? See if you actually get an interview. Here's another one. This is an internship. I've got another one for marketing automation specialist at this company called Data Camp. So I can read more about that particular job. They say they want 5+ years of experience leading and managing an enterprise marketing automation tool, specifically Marketo. So again, I probably would not qualify for this one. I've never used Marketo. I don't exactly know what it is. So we're going to move on to the next one. Here's a digital marketing specialist, full-time. Can read more about the job. And yeah, just start, keep browsing through the various jobs, applying, and obviously make sure that it allows you to work remotely from where you are based. Let's say you're in Thailand, for example, you want to make sure that you can work from Asia. That's kind of important because that could also be a disqualifier if you're not in a specific location where they allow you to work from, right? Here, we need 3+ years of hands-on experience in managing digital marketing campaigns, which I would definitely qualify. I've got over 10 years or maybe 6 years or whatever of experience. So here it is. This is the company, and we can read more about it and then apply right. Again, this one's pretty easy to apply for, so I'm just going to upload my resume. Obviously, it's better to tailor your resume to the specific job you're applying for, right? So let's do that here. Fit, LinkedIn, I can skip that, or I could just put my website in here, which is Be Remote Consulting. And there we go. So that was a very easy job to apply for. I didn't have to fill out a lot of information and screw around for 15+ minutes just to apply for the job, right? So that's Dynamite Jobs. Definitely recommend this one as well. And we've got a few other ones as well. I'm going to wrap up this video pretty soon, but I also wanted to show you Remote OK. So again, quite a similar layout to Remotive. Looks quite similar. I like the design of this one. It's quite colorful, and so you can kind of see at a quick glance what they're looking for. But again, here I can search by worldwide, right? So I want a job that's fully remote, and it's you can sort by salary, which is really nice. Like, let's say I want to be making $60,000 a year. That should cut down on the number of options. And right away, I can see almost all of these are developer jobs. So yeah, that's developers often get paid the most, and they're allowed to work from anywhere. But so I'm just going to remove the salary and search for worldwide in any category. So there we are. And yeah, there's not too many options to choose from worldwide. So let's remove worldwide and search for Asia. Again, now we've only got 5 different options here, and all of them are developer jobs. So that's probably not going to be a good fit for me. Even though I have a computer science degree, it's something that I have not been keeping up to date with, and therefore I'm probably not going to be qualified for any of those jobs, right? So always important to point out, make sure that you're applying for jobs that you're actually qualified for. That's very important. So that's Remote OK. And next we've got Working Nomads. So again, here's yet another remote job board where you can just scroll through, start looking for what options are available. Again, a lot of these personally I'm not too interested in. They're, I don't know, like not, but not that interesting really. But if I search for anywhere, I can find fully remote jobs just like we've done before. And yeah, this particular job board, I don't know. I don't really like it that much. Oops. Okay, so my window just closed. Sorry about that. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it though. So just go to the link in the description where you can find all the top remote job boards and just start, applying for remote jobs that interest you, that you're qualified for. Make sure to use a resume that's well optimized for the job you're applying for. And, over time, you should start hearing back from these companies. You can start scheduling interviews with him, and then go from there. So thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, with that being said, take care, stay safe. Peace from Thailand.